Hey there, welcome back to DIY Nature. I'm your Natureologies expert, Amanda Ross, and today I want to talk about something that a lot of us tend to overlook, but it's super important for our yards and the local ecosystem. I'm talking about leaf litter. I know some often rush to rake them up and throw them away, but there's a better way to manage those leaves that benefit our garden beds and even lawn. So let's jump into the world of leaf litter and learn why leaving leaves on the ground could just be your best gardening decision yet. Leaves do so much more than just make our yards look messy in the fall. When we leave them on the ground, they become natural mulch that enriches our soil, supports wildlife, and protects our yard from extreme weather. Here you can see some full leaves. They're fully intact, they look fairly fresh, they're crispy. These are the leaves from this year. They have fallen off the tree this year. If we move these over, you can see the next layer down, and the leaves are not necessarily fully intact. They are broken down, they're smaller pieces. And you notice if I lift up here, an entire section comes with it. It has kind of morphed into a sheet, if you can see that. And this here shows you all the different layers of them breaking down into soil. As the leaves decompose, they release valuable nutrients back into the soil, acting like a natural fertilizer. It's a slow and steady way to improve soil fertility, so you're essentially helping your plants thrive without any extra effort. There we go, there's a little critter. He's trying to hide. I'm going to put him back in his home. Leaf litter provides shelter for small creatures like insects, spiders, worms, and even amphibians. These little guys play a huge role in the ecosystem by helping to decompose organic matter and by being a food source for birds and other wildlife. Without leaf litter habitat, your yard could lose its biodiversity. And who wants that? Some of the creatures in Northern Virginia and around our area that rely heavily on the leaf litter are wood frogs, American toads, bumblebees, woolly bear caterpillars, butterflies, moths, and snakes. Now, let me take a moment to talk about one of the most magical creatures in our backyards, lightning bugs, also known as fireflies, or glowworms and lanternfly, whatever you want to call it. Did you know that leaf litter plays a crucial role in their life cycle? That's right. These glowing insects rely on leaf litter for both habitat and survival, especially during their larval stage. Lightning bug larvae, which are sometimes called glowworms, live in the soil and leaf litter, where they feed on small invertebrates like snails, slugs, and worms. This makes leaf litter not just a shelter, but also a hunting ground for them. By providing moist and protected environment, leaf litter ensures that these larvae have the conditions they need to develop and grow. Without leaf litter, lightning bug populations have been on the decline. So if you love watching those glowing lights in the summer, leaving some leaf litter on the ground is a simple way to protect these fascinating insects and keep them coming back year after year. In the nutrient cycle, leaf litter plays a crucial role as the primary source of nutrients returning to the soil, where it decomposes and releases essential elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, making them available for plants to absorb and reuse, thus completing the cycle. This process is vital for maintaining soil fertility and supporting healthy ecosystems. To simplify that, leaves are a free, natural fertilizer. Leaf litter also contributes to moisture retention. A layer of leaf litter also helps keep the soil beneath moist by shading it from the sun and reducing evaporation. This is especially beneficial during dry periods when water is scarce. Erosion control. When rain hits bare soil, it can wash away precious topsoil, but leaf litter acts as a protective barrier. It keeps the rain from directly hitting and displacing the soil, meaning fewer problems with erosion. Temperature regulation. Leaf litter also helps regulate soil temperature by providing insulation. It keeps the ground warmer during cold nights and cooler during hot days, protecting plant roots from the extreme temperatures. I know what some of you are saying. I can't just leave all these leaves everywhere. And while that's not entirely true, I get it. We all have neighbors or HOAs that feel our yards are best when they look something like out of a 1950s magazine. So let's talk about how you can manage leaf litter responsibly. Here's what I recommend. Before you go and get your underoos in a bunch, hear me out. Don't be a pickle pear about your lawn. Just don't. Grass is resilient. It's very difficult to kill. Believe me, I have tried many times. Leaving a light layer of leaves on your lawn won't harm your grass, especially if you have a diverse mix of grasses rather than just a monoculture of Bermuda grass that many lawn companies promote. Remove what's necessary, but leave enough to still provide those important environmental benefits. And keep in mind that you could use this time of year to start thinking about reducing your lawn size. Check out this link for more information on that tidbit. If you're still concerned about the excessive leaves and less concerned for the potential insect eggs on said leaves, take your lawnmower and mulch them where they lie. Just run them right over. By chopping the leaves into smaller pieces, they decompose more quickly and will be less visible to your neighbors. This approach provides benefits to your soil while keeping your neighbors happy, but do keep in mind it will probably kill all the insects and insect eggs that are on it. My favorite way to use fallen leaves is to layer them in the garden bed. This insulates the roots over winter and returns the nutrients as they break down. It's free fertilizer. I don't have to add anything throughout the year, as well as mulching over the lawn. If the grass needs to be cut in early November, I will just mow everything into the lawn and those leaves are gone. Anything else gets added to my garden bed. If I have a lot of leftover leaves, I end up adding them to my compost. If you feel that you absolutely must rake, try not to collect all of the leaves. For the ones that you do gather, use eco-friendly alternatives to plastic bags, like the paper bags that you can find at your local hardware store. They're huge and double layered. You can also use the plastic reusable bins. Many communities offer yard waste pickup or have compost facilities where you can drop off your leaves, helping them to break down naturally and return nutrients to the soil in the form of compost, usually given out at different times of the year. You can also mulch the leaves in place, as I had mentioned, when you mow the grass. You could also use them in your own compost pile at home, turning what might seem like waste into a valuable resource in your own yard. So now you know, those scattered leaves aren't just yard clutter. They're a vital part of your yard's ecosystem. Whether you're looking to boost your soil health, support local wildlife, or simply keep your yard more eco-friendly, letting leaves stay where they are, at least in moderation, can make a world of difference. And even save a lightning bug or two. The next time you think about raking up every last leaf, try leaving a few behind and watch your garden go from good to great. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about how to transform your yard into a wildlife-friendly haven, make sure to subscribe and check out upcoming videos. And remember, nature knows best. Sometimes all we have to do is leave it alone. So until next time, I'm Amanda Ross, and this is Natureologies by DIY Nature.